Most people bleed out in under 3 minutes. Your nearest ambulance averages 8. That gap is yours to fill. Or not. You are hiking, hunting, or working in your garage when something goes wrong. A tool slips, a vehicle accident, a firearm discharge. The cause does not matter. What matters is that someone, maybe you, is bleeding severely from an extremity, and it is not slowing down. You have 3 minutes before the math becomes unforgiving. The ambulance you call right now will not get there in time. Not in a rural area, not in a suburban neighborhood at rush hour, not in any grid-down scenario where emergency services are overwhelmed. In that moment, you are the first responder. What you know right now, before anything bad happens, determines whether someone lives. That is not drama, that is arithmetic. Today we cover tourniquet application from the ground up, the physiology, when to use one and when not to, the device you should carry, step-by-step application on another person, self-application with one hand, the mistakes that make a tourniquet fail, and how to stage one so you can reach it when the clock is running. Start with the physiology because understanding what is happening inside the body makes every technique make sense. The human body holds approximately 5 liters of blood. Lose 1 liter, 20% of your total volume, and you begin entering hemorrhagic shock. Blood pressure drops, heart rate climbs, skin goes pale and clammy, decision-making deteriorates, you may feel alert. Your body is already in crisis. Lose 2 liters and your body is shutting down non-essential functions to protect your core organs. Confusion sets in. Weakness becomes profound. Lose 3 liters and survival without immediate surgical intervention becomes very unlikely. The femoral artery in your thigh can bleed out a lethal volume in 2 to 3 minutes when fully severed. That number exists to help you understand why every second of hesitation has a physiological cost. A tourniquet stops this mechanically. It applies circumferential pressure around the limb above the wound, compressing the tissue hard enough to collapse the blood vessels passing through that zone. Arteries operate under pressure, eliminate the space they need, and the flow stops. The bleeding stops. The clock resets. No medical degree required, no surgical skill. A device, a technique, and the willingness to act decisively. All learnable, all what today is about. 3 scenarios where a tourniquet is the correct response. Scenario 1. A wound to an arm or leg is bleeding heavily and direct pressure is not controlling it. You push down for 30 to 60 seconds. You lift the cloth and blood is still flowing freely. That wound requires a tourniquet, not more pressure. Scenario 2. The wound location makes sustained direct pressure impossible. The upper thigh near the groin. The upper arm near the armpit. These junctional areas are where a standard tourniquet cannot be placed high enough to work. They require junctional tourniquets like the JET or SAM-JT, or wound packing with hemostatic gauze. Know your tools for each scenario. Scenario 3. The situation does not allow sustained pressure management. You are alone and need both hands to drive, call for help, or manage your safety. A properly applied tourniquet frees your hands while controlling hemorrhage. What a tourniquet is not for: chest wounds, abdominal wounds, neck wounds, head wounds. Those require different interventions. Extremity hemorrhage, arms and legs, that is tourniquet territory. The device, the CAT, Combat Application Tourniquet, is the gold standard, issued by the U.S. military since 2005, validated in combat environments and civilian trauma research. When studies examine tourniquet effectiveness in real-world application, the CAT is the benchmark. Do not buy a cheap imitation. The genuine CAT is made by North American Rescue, around $30. Counterfeit versions exist at every lower price point. The difference is invisible until the windlass snaps under force, the strap slips under tension, or the clip fails to hold. That is not a moment for equipment failure. Buy genuine. Know it completely. 5 components. Know all 5 before you need the device under stress. Component 1. The self-adhering band. The main strap that wraps around the limb and adheres to itself to stay in position. Component 2. The friction adapter buckle. You route the strap through here to begin cinching the tourniquet before engaging the windlass. Snug initial fit through the buckle makes windlass tightening more effective. Component 3. The windlass rod. The stick you twist to generate final tightening pressure. This is the mechanical advantage that compresses major blood vessels, even in a large muscular limb. Component 4. The windlass clip. After twisting the rod to the point where bleeding stops, this clip locks it in position. Without the clip engaged, the rod unwinds and releases pressure. Non-negotiable step. Component 5. The time strap. A white writing surface built into the device. The moment a tourniquet is applied, you write the time on this strap with a permanent marker. Time of application is critical clinical data that affects every medical decision downstream. Surgeons need it. Physicians need it. Write it immediately. Every time. Application on another person. Step 1. Expose the wound. Cut away clothing from the injured limb. You cannot treat what you cannot see. Step 2. Position the tourniquet 2 to 3 inches above the wound, between the wound and the heart. Never over a joint. The knee and elbow distribute pressure in a way that prevents vessel collapse. If the wound is just below the knee or elbow, go above the joint onto the thigh or upper arm, high and tight. Step 3. Route the strap through the friction adapter buckle and pull snug against the limb. Firm contact with skin, not sliding, not yet generating pain. This is your baseline. Step 4. Rotate the windlass rod until the bleeding stops. Not until it is uncomfortable. Not until it seems tight enough, until bleeding actually stops. Inadequate tightening is the number one tourniquet failure. The test is binary. Is bleeding stopped? If no, keep tightening. Step 5. Lock the windlass clip, confirm it is fully seated. Step 6. Route the time strap over the windlass rod and secure the Velcro. Step 7. Write the time immediately. T followed by the time. T1432. T0930. Right now, on the strap. Step 8. Do not disturb it. Do not remove it to inspect the wound. Do not loosen it. Do not cover it. A properly applied tourniquet left in place is safe for up to 2 hours. Leave it visible. Communicate the time to every provider who takes over care. Self-application. Harder. More important in many survival scenarios. If you are alone, or the only functional person at a scene, or if your dominant arm is injured, you apply it yourself. Same principle, different execution. The challenge. Reduced dexterity, reduced mechanical advantage, and cognitive impairment from blood loss. Anxiety, confusion, and declining fine motor control all set in before you feel severely affected. This is why tourniquet application must be practiced until automatic, not until calm, but until your hands are shaking and you can still do it. Self-application sequence. Loop the tourniquet over the injured limb and slide it 2 to 3 inches above the wound. Route the strap through the buckle using your good hand and body weight or teeth to maintain tension. Rotate the windlass with your good hand until bleeding stops. Lock the clip. Write the time. Carry a permanent marker. In your IFAK, your pocket, your vehicle kit. Not having one is a problem with a 30-cent solution. The 6 mistakes that turn a survivable injury into a fatality. Mistake 1, too loose, the most common failure. People stop tightening because the casualty reacts to pain. The test is not comfort, it is cessation of bleeding. Tighten until it stops. Mistake 2, too distal, placed too close to the wound or at the wound site, 2 to 3 inches above, high and tight. Mistake 3, over a joint. Knee or elbow joint anatomy prevents adequate compression. Go above it. Mistake 4. Removing or loosening it. Once on and controlling hemorrhage, it stays on until a physician removes it in a clinical environment. The belief that periodic loosening restores circulation safely is outdated and dangerous. Mistake 5. Not writing the time, not having a marker. Time of application is clinical data. Treat it as such. Mistake 6. Poor staging. Bottom of a pack is storage, not staging. Staging means accessible in under 5 seconds with one hand in the dark from a specific practiced location. Where to stage? On your person, outer thigh, dominant side, accessible with your non-dominant hand. If your dominant arm is injured, your non-dominant hand reaches across to your dominant thigh. That cross-body design is intentional. In your vehicle, driver side sun visor with Velcro, reachable from the driver's seat, passenger seat, and outside the driver door. Practice accessing it without looking. In your home, 1 per floor minimum. Fixed location, visible, not in a cabinet, not in a safe, somewhere you can describe to a stranger in 30 seconds. In your pack, Outer pocket. First thing your hand touches. Inspect your tourniquets quarterly. Vehicles expose them to temperature extremes that degrade materials. Replace any tourniquet with a cracked windlass, degraded Velcro, or compromised strap. Everything in this video is useless without practice. Handle an actual cat. Apply it to yourself and to another person repeatedly until the sequence lives in muscle memory and not just intellectual memory. Intellectual memory fails under stress. Muscle memory does not. The Stop the Bleed program runs free public courses nationwide. The American Red Cross offers bleeding control training. Take one. The gap between 3 minutes and 8 minutes is yours to fill. Let me go deeper on a few of these points because the difference between understanding something intellectually and being able to execute it under stress is significant. On the physiology of blood loss, there is a concept called compensated shock versus decompensated shock. In compensated shock, your body is working hard to maintain adequate blood pressure and organ perfusion despite the blood loss. Your heart beats faster, blood vessels constrict in your extremities to redirect circulation to your vital organs. You may appear relatively alert and functional. This is the phase where intervention works. A tourniquet applied in compensated shock gives the body a chance to stabilize. Decompensated shock is different. Blood pressure has fallen to a point where the body can no longer compensate. The patient becomes profoundly confused or unconscious. Circulation to vital organs is failing. At this stage, you are in a race that gets harder every second. The tourniquet still needs to go on. Stopping ongoing blood loss is still the priority, but the window for a good outcome has narrowed considerably. The takeaway is that early intervention is always better than late intervention. Apply the tourniquet when you first recognize that direct pressure is failing. Do not wait to see if things improve. They will not improve. Arterial hemorrhage does not self-correct without mechanical intervention. On the CAT tourniquet specifically, there is a reason the military standardized on this device and not on improvised options. Improvised tourniquets made from belts, shoelaces, clothing, or rope fail at a significantly higher rate than purpose-built devices. They are too narrow. They apply pressure over too small a surface area, which means they compress nerve and soft tissue before they compress vessels adequately. They cannot generate and maintain the circumferential pressure required to stop arterial flow in a large limb. They are better than nothing. They are significantly worse than the real thing. Carry a real tourniquet. The $30 investment eliminates the need to improvise under stress with inadequate materials. On self-application, practice the specific movement of looping a tourniquet around your own thigh with your non-dominant hand. This sounds straightforward when you think about it calmly. It is harder than it sounds when you simulate the stress of the scenario. Practice this movement specifically. It is a different motor pattern than applying a tourniquet to someone else, and it requires dedicated practice. One technique that helps in leg self-application: place the tourniquet on the ground, step your injured leg through the loop, then pull it up to the correct position before cinching. This avoids the awkward task of trying to thread a limb through a loop while also managing pain and blood loss. For arm self-application, looping the tourniquet around the arm and using your teeth to pull the strap through the buckle while your good hand holds the device in position is a legitimate technique. Practice it. Know what it feels like to do it before you need to do it. On the time strap, I want to be specific about why this matters so much. When a trauma patient arrives at a hospital with a tourniquet in place, one of the first questions is, when was it applied? Tourniquet time affects surgical decisions, affects the assessment of tissue viability in the affected limb, and affects the decision about whether and when to attempt tourniquet removal. A tourniquet that has been in place for 45 minutes is managed differently than one that has been in place for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Both can be managed successfully, but the clinical team needs the data. If you apply a tourniquet and you do not write the time, you are withholding information that affects the treatment of the person you just saved. Write the time. If you do not have a marker, use blood if necessary. Use a pen. Use anything that makes a mark on the white strap. Tell the next provider verbally and repeatedly. This is not a detail, this is clinical data, and now you know how. Hi, I'm the Suburban Prepper. Before you click away, I want to put something in your hands. I wrote a free 47-page guide, 10 things to do in the first 24 hours of a grid failure, and I want you to have it. No cost, No catch. Link is right below this video. Download it tonight and actually read it. And if you are serious about taking preparedness all the way, the Total Preparedness Program is waiting for you in that same description. Your family deserves the full system. This is survival. This is resilience. This is total preparedness.